Okay, we are starting an epic adventure through Marax Dungeon by Doom Revolver, and this is, I'm warned that this is a little more intense than most of Doom Revolver's maps that we've seen so far. Indeed, you'll have noticed on the bottom right there that we have 999 monsters left to go, but that's not quite accurate, it's just that the counter doesn't go up that far. We've got 1182, and this is the easiest setting. We're on the Hey Not Too Rough. So this, slow save please, this is going to be really something else. Was that just me heading into the path of a stray fireball? Alright. Finding it... Whoa. Steady on. I was going to say I'm finding it difficult to get off the ground with ammunition. But I'm a little bit better off than I was. What does this do? Yep, that was definitely a floor plate. I'm not seeing it did anything immediately. Not a lot in the way of health so far, is there? Oh no. Oops! Ah! I wasn't finished! Alright, so I've just zapped myself away to another location, and we'll have to find those revenants again on my way back. I think this will be, assuming that I do complete this, and I think that within the next 10 years, I will. This will be the biggest map that I've ever done for this series. By quite a long way. I mean, I've done the big wads like Doom Zero and things like that. But this is the largest individual map by some distance. Alright, finally found a health pack. Oh, difficult to see exactly where things are coming from with so many potential avenues of destruction all around. Right, let's leave those spectres up there because they can't hurt me yet. Alright, can I get up on any of these? I can't. Oh no, what have I released? Oh dear. And I bet there are other places in the room that I didn't notice that have also lowered and left out monsters. Alright, looks like we've got a bonus behind there. Oh, okay, I assumed that I'd be able to raise that platform again, but looks like we'll need the red key before we do anything there. Not as bad as the last box, if I'm being honest. Alright. So that's red, that's yellow, that's red. Don't know about anywhere else. Yep, that's yellow, that's red. So we're coming back here later is the message that I'm getting. That's blue. A lot of more blue over there. Ah, there he is. Relatively safe just now, I think. I had to need to check over my shoulder as soon as I said that, because you know how the game likes to be a bit of a comedian when I'm playing it. Is that anything? No. Oh! Oh, I saw him. Right. Okay, let's head through this rather nicely wrecked door within the confines of a vanilla-style Doom map. Just tight-roping my way around here. I've just sacrificed quite a lot. Oh, no, 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 no! Alright, so I'm getting the message. I should probably wait for a hazard suit. Biosuit, rad suit. I always forget what it's called in Doom before daring to venture through there. Oh, I got distracted because this ceiling looked a bit crushery. And I decided I'd better get out of there. Let's look to see if there's a switch I can turn on or off. And got totally distracted from all the monsters. Mm-hmm. One of the things I'm interested to see in huge maps like this is how you deal with progression, because you've only got so many keys to work with. And you can... I can't remember if Boom does this, or if it's a UDMF exclusive thing, but you can separate the red key and the red skull, so you can have some doors only openable by a key or a skull, and not just the colour. But, you know, in UDMF you've got other options. You can just invent your own keys. Like, if you've played knee-deep in Z Doom, where it gets a bit ridiculous and you're searching for the purple key and the tangerine key and the mauve key. Ah! Well, that makes things easier. Not that. Oh, it doesn't let me through there, okay. But it does give me that all-important radiation suit I was looking for. Very nice, okay. Oh, that's not the way. Better get ready to defend myself as well. Especially as radiation suits on this terrain, which drops 20 health points, are occasionally leaky. It'll occasionally decide to damage you anyway. Alright, so still bereft of keys. We'll keep going this way. Oh, that was a waste of a shell box. Oh, that's us up here now, okay. Let's see what some of these switches do. Hmm? Oh, I love that. Alright, I was first confused as to why it teleported me quite such a short distance back again, but when you've got a big environment, it is sometimes quite nice to just be pointed directly at what you need to be looking at. Interesting, not puzzle, but set piece, I suppose, here. I'm impressed with the tradesman who cut these bricks that thin. So Penny's recently got quite into the Great British Pottery Off. What's it called? I can't remember, but you know, the thing that's a blatant rip-off of the Great British Bake Off, except they cook pots instead of edible things. And she's just so interested at what they make and how they make it. Invulnerability, I'll save that for later, where I'll no doubt need it. What did I do with that? I think you can slightly see the number of monsters that I've eliminated in the bottom right there. I'm still in this habit that I got into when I used to write FAQs for PlayStation games in that era, and you can probably still find a load of mine on game FAQs. And I used to have this habit of not using the word kill to describe anything in games, because I was kind of uncomfortable with it, because kill sounded so violent and final. So I used to sort of dance around it by saying eliminate or deal with, but reading it back now, it just made me sound like a James Bond villain. There's a great Mitchell and Webb sketch about James Bond villains never saying what they mean. And his henchman saying, well, you said let's hope he has an accident, and well, we spent months hoping he had an accident. We didn't know you meant we should kill him for you. Am I supposed to go over one of these to activate something? I don't think that did anything, so I'm going to do a quick load again. Oh, this one! I haven't been through here yet. Whoop! The architecture's been square but interesting so far. It definitely has its own kind of identity. But the rooms have all been fairly similar to each other so far. They've all got this wood, red brick, lava cracks aesthetic to them. And I'm wondering if that's going to make things confusing if it grows much further beyond this size. Aha, okay. And that's raised that, so I can now get back out. I love when maps do that. When you've completed a challenge, let the player sort of save their progress, as it were, and be able to get back to this area now that they've earned it. You don't have to go through the entire maze again once you've solved it. Yellow key! Okay! Oh, I forgot I had this. At last, thank you. Alright, that's going to give me a bit more freedom. Still on 999 monsters. BFG through there, we'll have to remember that blue door. Oh, it's a trap, it's a trap. Thank you, Admiral. Oh, back when we had an office and it was safe to go into it, we used to have this bot that told you what meals were available that day, any special offers in the cafes around, and the bot was called Admiral Snack Bar. These little things that you miss. Computer science is 50% knowing about computers and 50% just striving to conceive the worst pun. My own senior honours project was this system where you could simulate solitaire games and you could get statistics on their solvability and the tactics for solving them and so on. And it was called the... what was it? Solitaire Specification, Simulation and Solution System, or and there was in our junior team project where we had to build robots that would have some kind of semblance of dancing with each other. We were building a Lego Lejos, I think, Lejos. I can't remember what it was, but there was a problem with them having when you move the motors, they would quiver, and it wasn't very workable. So somebody came up with an algorithm to solve the quivering, and he called it "ground up dead kittens," and because he's that kind of person, and because apparently one of the cures for having the shakes in medieval times was to grind up the bones of cats and drink them or something. So that's what we're wasting our time with your tax money at our universities in Scotland. So I know I didn't do that incredibly well, which is a kind of an understatement, but I was forced to not accept it by that lost soul, who was very displeased with my poor performance. Look at that, the tiny little sectors there. What am I saying? Yeah. I was going to say I'm just going to carry on until I get a soul sphere or something, but it's probably better that I don't. These are particularly dangerous environments for me in Revenant rockets because there's a lack of walls for them to hit on their way towards me. Nice big arrow there, thank you. Yeah, that Berserk would have done the trick as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, a big arachnid. Oh no, I can't get back to the Berserk. Oh, right. I'll have to go back there after I get past this. I don't particularly want to open these vaults. Where are you, Hizzy? Where did he come from? I think I can get in and out. That's alright. Ah, der Schutzstaffel ist hier. Die Schutzstaffel ist etwas gestorben. Now, what did that do? Must have raised something else somewhere else in this room. Take some of these. Alright, looks like I got quite a distance out of some of those. Ah! Don't I look stupid? Well, no more than usual. Let's look on the positive side. Oh, we're off the 999. Look at the bottom right. We are well on our way to finishing this map now. All right. Oh, who's arrived? I see a... Oh! I hoped I'd have a better hiding place here. Is that pain elemental I'm hearing? Well, it was a cacodemon. Oh, he's been revived. There he goes. I'm very wary of these invulnerabilities because I don't want to waste them on lesser enemies when there could be a cyber demon around the corner. Oh, did he revive the cacodemon through the grate? That's a talent. Where'd you all come from? Alright, we've got some little crushers this time. And some revenants to deal with before we go through those, I think. Sorry, I lost my bottle. Here it is, it says Iron Brew on it. Oh! I've never seen a switch teleport before. That's probably an exaggeration, but it's definitely rare. Oh, I wonder if I could change my mind and use the invulnerability here. It doesn't seem particularly dangerous. Ah! Now, watch it. Definitely just scraping together the health that I can while having it rapidly knocked off me by rockets. All right. I think we're towards the end of this little arena. Which has been a nice distraction, but hasn't got me any further towards my goal. Ah, there we go. What's behind here? Well, could have been worse. Ow! Right. Bounce it off my head. Thank you. Just want to keep it open. In case I need to for any reason. I think I'm okay. Ah! Thank you. Semi-hidden little switch, wonder what that did. The map's done a good job at not feeling confusing so far. I mentioned the similarity in the rooms near the start, but since then, it's been fairly straightforward, might be the word. Oh dear! Okay, so there's pictures. So that's probably this door. Yep. Okay. That's the skin, which is. Oh no, there's the gargoyle there, which I'll take the chainsaw. Oh, that wasn't in the contract. I wonder what the other ones mean. I see a skin flaps. Oh, that sounded disgusting. Woo! Right, fortunately, I just happened to be moving in the correct direction to get out of the way while I was getting those goodies. Shells. Yeah, I'll have those. Okay. So, red key there. So, what are my other options? That one just opens the door back there, so I've got empty skull and lit skull left. So, I'm not sure which one I should pick. We'll see. Alright. I was just too oblivious to see that. And that opened that to give us the red skull. Okay. Ah! I've never seen a super shotgun fail to kill a demon before. Were there two right next to each other and I just didn't notice? There are quite a lot of these things around. I'm blessed that they're not very intelligent. Oh, and neither am I if I let myself get trapped by them. Alright, is that all of you? Okay, we are half an hour in. And we've got only 909 monsters to go. Oh, really? I've got some rockets. Which might actually be worse than the chainsaw against lost souls. Okay. Alright, red key in hand, or wherever I keep these keys, honestly. We're going to go back out to the arena, which I'm going to bet is going to have changed quite dramatically and quite fatally in my absence. And I'm going to live! No changes? I'm very relieved. Okay. And that's what got me into the little alcove behind... Oh, maybe it's not. I thought it was the... I don't believe that. Right, let's do that again. Come on, then. Okay, I was a bit lucky there, because I'd intended to switch to the shotgun, but found I didn't have any ammunition for it. Bad idea. So I've split this recording up. I've just started a new video, and I'm hoping it doesn't show too much, apart from that my computer has to think about quick saving again. That I've forgotten everything that I went through before. Okay, so we got through this arena. We now have access to here. Yes, that was a cyber demon. Alright, my clever dodge was not quite as masterful as I had perhaps hoped. Where is that cyber demon? Never really appreciated this, but... oops. Having free look on allows you to aim at monsters' feet, which is a tremendous advantage with the rocket launcher. Because it means that you'll still get splash damage. Even if you've missed slightly. Alright, that has opened the way to something? Whoa, whoa, whoa! Well, I didn't like that. Oh, we're back here, alright. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Revenant. Oh. He, I mean, he doesn't have eyes or anything, so we'll let him off, but, I was surprised by him, not waking up. Alright then. Let's peek ahead out. Well, hello, bye. Okay, maybe a bit more encouragement is needed. I'll just go on this tightrope. Hurry up. Will one of you just hit these barrels, please? Right, that did it. Okay, then. I wonder if it was intentional to have this tightrope you could walk on to avoid going in there. Not sure. Alright, what now? Oh, okay. Where is he? Oh, right, okay. Alright. You were an unusually strong pain elemental, or maybe I was just getting really bad rolls of the dice on my chain gun. Alright, so, there's still these vaults I could open, but don't particularly want to. And there were plenty of red doors around. Bit of a choice to make. Let's see what happens. I'm really low on ammunition now. Really need to find a cache that I haven't explored yet, and maybe some of them are in these big boxes. It's either that or death. Invulnerability there, I'll remember that. Okay. What's in box number 1? Oh, some rockets and some ammunition, so I'm basically breaking even there. Got a bit more ammunition. Oh, there's no button for that one. Let's try this one. Alright. Oh yeah, couple of shells. That's a good profit. And... ah, that lowered that. That's very welcome. What's in here? I was trying to think if the zombie men there added anything in particular. Just maybe a hit scan for a distraction from the Revenant. Not a massive threat, honestly. Ah! I'll have that. Very efficient. Okay. Definitely don't want to get that green armor with 80 blue armor. What about this one? Wow, you were fairly packed in there. Well, there it is. Alright. Nice big box of cells to make up for it. Okay. I could have got that ages ago, couldn't I? Oh, well, never mind. There we go. Not really a profit off that. Oh, what's that? There's a backpack in there. How do we get in there? Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this. Somehow I'd never looked at the map before. Yeah, okay, so that's around there. That's then there's a connection between those two. That's a pillar there. Alright, okay, that should do it. Alright. Is that all of them? No, there's still this one. Now, that one doesn't have a way to open it, just like the one over there. Any other switches that I missed in one of the boxes? No, we're on our way. And what we're on our way to is the collection of red doors that I've bypassed. Passed by. Not bypassed, that's something different. Oh. Maybe we're not. How do I get back there? Now I've seen this texture before and it looks fairly unusual. I feel that it's... oh, okay. I feel that it's telling me something. It's going to be an important place later on. Alright, so we're going to... I see we're going to have to pull switches like that and that one over there. And we're going to have to come round later. Yeah, from that area there to unlock this bridge. Alright. There's the... yeah, I remember seeing that when I I remember seeing that when I got out of the red arena area place. And what does... I saw... Oh, I thought I saw a skull squitch. A skull squitch. That's exactly what I meant to say. Oh, don't like the look of there. I'm going to come back to that. I just want to see... There he is! Okay. We'll come back to that then. Let's go down here. Oh dear. Yeah, I want to do that again. That was pretty bad. Let's just go straight to the plasma gun this time. That was almost equally bad, but not quite, so I'm going to keep it this time. Alright. So a piston made out of skulls is my way up here. Okay, and that's the way to get there, which opens another segment of that bridge. You can get lost. That goes for you too, and you. Ah! You should not be able to fit through this corridor. There we go. Okay. I see where they came from. Alright. Now, I suppose it's time to go out and face that cyber demon. Oh, Cacodemon first. Don't jump the queue. Queue jumpers always go to hell. They're right next to the people who've seen films before and speak along to the actors in them while you're trying to watch them. Sorry. Alright. No problem. Should I get... No, this will take 20 health off me anyway. It's not worth diving for that health kit. Health... Where have I got that term health kit from? I only recently started saying it. Is this harmful? No, it's not. Good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Alright. So, more red and yellow doors. I know that I've seen a ton of them. Does that lead me back to the starting area? That gives me a green armor. That's not bad. Oh, what now? Ooh, that was an interesting little transformation. I do like the architecture here. It's very square, but it's got its own distinctive style. Oh, well, that's that. How'd you get in there? It is surely through this, but I don't know how to open it. It's an interesting way of signaling a secret. Well, I'll take that as well, thanks. I feel I should have picked these up in a slightly different order. Alright then, we are still... oh, what's through here? Now, have I done that? Yes, okay, so this leads me back here. But I actually wanted to go... I actually wanted to go through to that bridge room first. If I can find the thing again, there it is. Just to see if I missed anything out here. Oh, that is clever. You have recontextualized this room entirely. So now I can get over here. The sound engine seemed to have a bit of difficulty there. Oh, ran straight into two of them in a row. But I'm preoccupied thinking about that cyber demon and whether I should take him face on or if I should have a different tactic. Ah! Let me just dodge straight into those. Now that invisibility there, it's likely going to make the cyber demon more difficult because he'll fire rockets more at random. Not sure what that did. Was all that just a journey to a soul sphere? Yeah, okay. God almighty, where am I now? Oh, yeah, I know. This is the room that I saw beyond that grate from the other side. Alright, fully tooled up now. Now, where is that? No way to it from the backside, so I'm yet to discover the route up to there. Frantically clicking on this pain elemental. Sort of realize you've spent quite so much of your life just clicking on monsters. Okay, there we go. Alright, the Three Stooges are activated. Whoops. Well, that worked out in my favour, didn't it? I love the sound effects of the rockets in this mod. This is Dead Marine. Ah! This is Dead Marine, which is what I'm very shortly going to be. Just with my kind of skin on top of it. And most of the work has to be credited to... oh dear God, I've forgotten their name. Jumpy? Dizzy? Something like that. I'm so sorry. But I love the feedback that the rocket launcher gives you. And what an amazing trap that was, just letting you go casually around the walkway and then just sinking so much of it into the lava. Well, there's a biosuit down there. But do I want to dive into the lava to get it? I don't think so. Oh, I can get to there from here. That peels that back. That raises a bridge. That releases some revenants. Oh, I don't have my anything in my rocket launcher. Okay, let's let them slaughter each other. I'd be very pleased to let that happen. Well, that's probably enough. Oh! Well, I was lucky to save that for later before I'd... before I just let myself be slaughtered by the monsters. Okay. What I like about this map so far is that I haven't felt lost yet. I've always felt there's been somewhere else to go, or something else that I remember that I haven't looked at yet. So I've got, you know, even apart from this room and the various possibilities that I've come off it, there's that whole other teleporter and whole other area that I could go back to. Okay. Oh, I suppose this route would have been easier. Let's head down that tunnel. Plasma gun again. And yet again, we're just in an entirely new area. I feel I should be writing a lot of this down. Oh, what's in here? I like the challenge level from this map so far as well. Not just the navigational challenge, but the monster challenge as well. It's consistently challenging without being overwhelming. And I'm on the easiest difficulty level, but the difference in number of monsters and sort of the monster points that I put into my difficulty analyzer is not all that great between the levels. That looks a bit plain. There we go, there's that blue armor, okay. What's moving? Alright. Oh, it was that. Okay, that's all I was hearing. That's still not open. So it looks like I now have to take this, which gives me another section of this bridge. Leaving me just 17 to go. Alright, so that's giving me here. Alright. It's nice that it lends you a little bonus each time. Now then. No, couldn't open that. Where was the other place? Yeah, I needed to go back to the teleport, which was... where? Somewhere around here? It wasn't that. Yeah, here. So this lets me go back to that room, which, I don't like the sound of the enemies around here. Oh, I just left them alone at the very start of the map, didn't I? Oh, okay. That worked out rather well. Oh, just a simple, pulling them down works. I never thought to try that for some reason. Again, very fortunate with where the hit scanners decided to shoot. I'll have this. This reminds me a lot of Wolfenstein 3D, where there weren't any really big pickups. So you had these rooms absolutely stuffed to the brim with treasures and ammunition and so on. And that lets me just go straight through there. Okay. Hoping he stays distracted for long enough. Yes, okay. Very lucky there with where he decided to step. And that's the way through here. Okay. Could I have gone through there at any time? I don't think I could. I think there was something in the way. Alright, we are down to 760 monsters. Putting us... no, absolutely nowhere near the midpoint. I thought I was a bit further on, honestly. Okay, then. So... what's next? This is the starting point. I still haven't found out how to get to there. But it's got to be something to do with one of these. Not quite sure what. Alright then. So my only option now... well, I've probably missed a few of them, but one of my options now is to go through this new avenue opportunity to... okay, the plasma gun, thank you. Ah! Someone very recently, just today, commented that sometimes I watch David's channel for the insightful commentary. Sometimes I just watch it because I want to listen to a man scream like he's running from the Grim Reaper over a bed of nails. And it's quite a astute description of my channel, really. I always find it really odd when somebody uses the word man to describe me. Not because of any gender uncertainty that I have, personally, but just because it seems to imply a certain level of maturity that I don't think I deserve. I remember the first time somebody... I was just walking through this... I'm trying to think how to describe it. There's a park in Inverness called... I've forgotten. This is making a great, very British story. I can't remember anything about it, but I'm sure it was really funny. There's a park in Inverness called something, and it's got water slides, and it's got this sort of forest maze where it's not walls around you, but it's footpaths you're finding your way over. And I remember some parent telling their toddler who was playing on the paths, just stand back and let this man through. And I was only about 17 at the time, but that was the first time anyone called me a man, and I was really thinking, wow, am I that old? So we appear to have changed game now. We're in Wolfenstein. Couple more lost souls. Amazing. Okay, that's the way to the blue key, it looks like. Or at least half of the puzzle. And I was thinking, from the context in which the blue key was looking like it was going to be used, that the blue key is pretty much the end of the map. I could be wrong, as I frequently am and often have been. Now, any fool can see that these were going to disappear as soon as I walked on them. I wonder if I should have possibly left a couple of these up. Ah, I love that. Yeah, I was worried that I was getting low on health and getting careless again, but you've restored me quite nicely. Look at how tiny the little Nazis are compared to the Revenant. Ich habe die Schutzstaffel geschießt. I don't know if that's the correct way to to make the verb a past tense in German. I honestly remember very little of it. I love the bit in Die Hard, you know, when Alan Rickman has to repeat what he said to the German terrorist in English so that he understands him, Hans Schießenfenster. Okay, that's the blue door. Good. So obviously the blue key is not quite as climactic as I had perhaps hoped. Done it! Very serious, organised and efficient. Just checking around here for anything I might have missed. And... so what now? I was certain there was more that I needed to explore, but I could be wrong about that. The amount of imagination needed to keep a map going for this long, by the way, is just frankly beyond me, and I'm very impressed with it. Okay, let's push ahead. Okay, we're back in the corridor of Pounders. Do I want to go this way? I suppose it doesn't really matter. They lead me to the same place. Okay. So what did I have in the way of blue obstacles? There was one over there. There was one there. There's quite a lot, actually, scattered around. So I'll be spoiled for choice. That's up at the starting area. We're just trying to work out how all this fits together. So I started at the starting area, obviously. I went down to this room, did the crossover, and I stepped into that teleport by accident, which spirited me away to here. Fiddled around here for a while, not exactly sure where. And, well, we'll work the rest out. Oh! That wasn't there before. Am I cut off from, I am! The map has transformed. Oh, I don't like the dark. I'll stay out of it. Hold on. Alright then. Yeah, this room, I've been through this before, but I can't remember what context anymore. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't as dark as this. So, congratulations for transforming another one. Yeah, I've seen the BFG, I remember that. Can I get it from here? There's no way that this is going to let me just waltz in and steal this. So I'm just going to walk forward and say, 3, 2, 1, big trap. There we go. Oh, plenty of hit scanners, plenty of hit scanners. I might, it might have been a mistake to reject the BFG so early. Could have done with another shot. That didn't really go all that badly, considering the size of the ambush. Alright, let's pull some of these down. Backpack, thank you. Cell, thank you. More cells, thank you, thank you. Baron of Hell, not so much. Oh, just get lost, will you? Alright. Alright, full health again. Well, hello. So, I was just imagining the cacodemons squashed into a perfect cube shape up there and springing out when I lowered the platform down. Alright, and he's not doing too well either. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that's just the line, and it will do the same on any of these for any lines that I haven't triggered, even though the platform's already down. Alright, that's my escape route. Let's investigate. And that must be the wall of the 3 heads that I saw from this room. Okay. Alright, now I have my answer to why I couldn't open that cage. Oh! I thought he had to take a bit of a pause before he did that again. Here we go. Right. Let's make the most of this. Terrifying rabbit face in the bottom left. The first time I played the full version of Doom, I remember in episode 3, it was at one of my dad's friend's house, because all the adults were talking about insurance and other boring things outside, and we were indoors on the computer, and they had the registered Doom, and I typed in IDDQD, I remember on Mount Erebus, and the player's portrait changed to Barney the dinosaur, and I was utterly terrified of this. Because we didn't really have Barney in Britain. I'm sure that it must have been on television. It, technically, but I'll stick with it. Right. I'm sure that it must have been on television, but I definitely never saw it. Trying to think what my equivalent would have been. I know we had Sesame Street. And it taught us to count in Spanish in one episode, which seemed weird and out of place to me, because in Britain nobody speaks Spanish. It's not a secondary language like in America. In Scotland, it would be a Gaelic, and only maybe 200 people speak that as their primary language in the world. I know one phrase in Gaelic. The phrase is Coesatasha, which means where you come from. And it's a pointless phrase to know because the answer is always going to be the same. The Outer Hebrides, which are untouched by human civilization. Whoops. A bit more opposition than I first anticipated when I went into this ideal sniping point. Ugh. I'm gonna quick save this, but I'm not gonna like it. Ah! Maybe I'll step just one phase back from that. Yeah, that's a bit better. I'll go for him first. Oh god, I've got the hiccups now. That's going to make things difficult to speak. I was very impressed recently when one of the people I work with sent an email saying that, well, this test worked really well, apart from a couple of minor hiccups. And he spelled hiccups with C-O-U-G-H at the end, and I haven't seen anyone use that spelling who was born after the 19th century. What was I talking about? I can't. Not yet. I just remember the scene from Red 2, Retired and Extremely Dangerous. And I can't remember Bruce Willis's character name in it, but the villain has this massive Gatling gun on the back of a truck and he's spraying it everywhere. And eventually says, "Are you dead? Are you dead yet, McLean?" And from somewhere behind a lorry, he says, "Not yet." And he just goes, continues firing. It's like something out of Monty Python. Okay. Oh, was expecting a bit more cover there. Alright, let's just use this. Not the most efficient use of the BFG ever. Come on, as soon as I get to that cache of barrels, there, we are in business. Okay. Could have saved masses more ammunition there, I feel. Okay, that's going to be a obstacle for another time. Oh, wow, am I out? No, I'm not out of ammunition. It just politely refused to give me the rocket launcher. Can't remember if that's an option in GZ Doom. Don't select the rocket launcher because you'll obviously blow yourself up with it if you're forced to select it. Even more than usual. Alright, that's more like it. 5 rockets instead of 18. There's been some tasteful use of fire blue so far, and that's not something you often say. Interesting decoration on the floor. Okay. And there hasn't been too much worrying about... I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. The rooms are often quite rectangular and Doom-like, but they're decorated in ways that make you not notice that. And I really like that. It means that you don't get hung up on detail, and you can make the map bigger and more epic without it becoming a slog. Well, also climbing the stairs according to the monster climbing stairs rules. Thank you. Oh, okay. Nice little cache here. Where am I? Oh. That's a miniature icon of sin. It's a 16 by 16 icon of sin. That joke didn't work at all, just forget I ever said it. Okay, where am I now? Oh, okay, so I've just traversed that whole area backwards. Alright, so this is the way to go, and that gives me another segment of the bridge. And that gives me some Revenant. And some bonus monsters. Right then. Now, what happened there? I went up here. Oh, I pressed that, and that raised that as well as this wall, and then gave me all the monsters. Okay. I understand. Now, where's this go? Oh, I'm back here. Okay. Oh! Stun, stun, stun! It always works if you shout stun. Alright. I think I might have missed out one of my... let me just crouch here. It's against the rules of the map. Yeah, I think I might have missed one segment out here. I feel that I'd largely done them in order. But, yeah, you can see that one. Which was... was it there? No, that was it. That was it. Okay, so I still need to do that one. The one in the middle. So, how am I going to get there? I'm going to go through this, down there, around the loop there. And, okay, here, in this place I didn't notice before from the big arrow. Alright. It's not open yet. Alright, so I'll have to think up something alternative to occupy myself with while that's going on. Now, this is the first time that I've found myself wondering what to do for more than a couple of seconds, because previously it would always become evident to me. Ah, I haven't been down here yet. Does it look like I meant to? I don't know, but let's try it. That was useless. Let's try the other one. A bit of armor. And some enemies and some cells. This would be far better with the PFG. I'm going to restart that. That one, yeah. Oh, some shells. I love that. Okay, that was a monster kill. Alright, this is where the Wolfenstein areas began. And I'm not sure there's much I can do over here. Ah! Oof! Alright, slightly pancaked. Yeah, obviously I'm going to restart from there. Even better than before. I'm glad I restarted there just to see that again. I was just coming back here because I was curious about this soul sphere again. I can't seem to find a way to... Is there a shootable switch somewhere around here? I don't think there is. Alright, and that teleport has been closed off as well. Where am I going? Let's get back to the main room. Hopefully without being flattened this time. Okay. Alright, so the walls have changed again. No, they haven't. This was where that wall is. Okay. But that has reopened. There's a blue door I haven't gone in before. He doesn't care. And we're going to teleport again. Oh, straight to it this time. Where was that pain elemental? I heard a pain elemental. There he is. It's such an... I assume this is accidental, but, you know, with geniuses like id Software, who knows that there's this monster in the mix that it's better if you get closer to it. Because most monsters you tend to want to be away from. Oh, Jesus Christ almighty, in heaven and Satan and all their respective little wizards. I'm going to hope that this is just going to take them all out. It did. Well, that saved me a years-long encounter. Now, who else is there? Oh, there he is. We're back to a good ammunition situation. Oh wow, I hadn't even I hadn't even considered the number of secrets on this map. I'm just looking down at the bottom right corner just now and finding that I've found 8 of them and the bar is that far long. So what? How many of them are there? About 60? 9. Oh, okay, so there's 8 left to go. Only 9 secrets. And if you put too many secrets in on this map, then you're going to lose track of what the player has available at each... Yeah, what the player has at each point in each map, and whether they found the secrets or not, and how that balances it. So you don't want to go too crazy. There's a thing in the Symphony of the Night, speaking of Metroidvanias, where I always wonder this, because there's the giant sort of Anubis furry. What's his name? Galamoth. Or Galamod. He's utterly impossible. Unless you find this very specific weapon and very specific armor choice, I think, which absorbs his attacks. Otherwise, he's got 6 million health points, his attack covers the whole room. I don't understand how you're supposed to beat him legitimately, and it always feels like cheating to me. But maybe you are supposed to just get that exact combination and then cheese it. I don't know. Now, why not? Oh, okay, so it's one-way journey. I was just interested in letting him go forward, because I know that the Archvile can't revive monsters that are already dead when the level starts, so I wondered if you'd done something clever, like arrange for those monsters to be crushed at the start of the map. But it looks like they were just regular old corpses. Oh, they've fairly repainted this place, haven't they? Can you excuse me a minute? I've got to get past. There we go. Now this is odd, having the lit up face there. And it looks like there was a way to go that I didn't take, and I'll have to redo this route again. How did I even get there? Hang on. Oh! I've got a clear path to the switch. This looked fairly climactic, but I suppose it wasn't. Let's shoot Snapple here, just doing their shoot Snapple things. Alright. Suppose we're in here now. Oh! Alright. Not a bad place to be. Maybe another BFG blast. Oh, well, okay, you can go over there. Worked out well enough anyway. So I've recorded this whole adventure in 2 segments so far. Oh, I didn't mean to get that. Alright. One of them was up to just after I got the red key. The other one's been from there to here so far. And I'm wondering, as it is approaching midnight, it is actually 10 minutes after midnight now, that I might save the rest of this for a 3rd session. Got 431 monsters to go, dealt with 799, so we are 2/3 through. This is possibly a good place to leave it for now. And we'll see what happens next time, which, from your point of view, will be immediately. Hello again. This will be the 3rd part of our curiously unpartitioned playthrough of this WOD. Alright, so we've got 431 enemies to go now, and we'll see what we can do with them. I am, of course, having to remember where I was. It's like my memory's been wiped in between these sessions. But you've just seen and left from this room, so you don't have the same problem. I'm actually going to quick load again because I did not like that result. I just have to... Oh, what was it? Was that another Revenant missile? I just have to warm up a bit before I get back to my previous level of poor performance. I'm worried about all the missiles that have a lot of room to maneuver. Ooh. I like the moments where the chain gunners kind of track you as you move into cover. It's a bit of an A-team moment where they they chase you with the bullets, but they never quite hit you. I wonder if it's worth getting the BFG out for here. Not really sure. Alright, let's slow save that. Come on then. He's behind that tree. Which means some hit scans sort him out. Alright. Narrowly avoided that cluster of rockets after me. This could do with just being a bit taller to let the Revenants have some room for their heads. Revenants are a bit awkward because they fit into places they shouldn't. Their height is wrong, according to their sprite. Let's see. These are interesting little indentations here. Where do you suppose I go? Ah, there it was, the stairs. So we're not going to get crushed by that thing. We're going to move swiftly past it and see what this does. Well, it did summon a load more enemies. Now, do these wires along the floor mean anything, do you think? I think I went down here before. There was a teleporter here. Ah! This, yeah, this doesn't look familiar. Oops. Oh, where's he gone? Yes, I've vaporized the chain gunner. I don't use the BFG enough when I have it. It's a smart bomb that only costs 40 cells, and it's often more economical to use it than to just use the plasma gun for the same purpose. You see, I could spend 40 cells on him, or he's gone instantly. And I'm pretty sure we'd have needed to expend more than 40 cells with the plasma gun. I'm a bit suspicious of that single health pack. I feel that stepping on that platform might have opened something. Oops. There was a time, just a couple of videos ago, where I was feeling some burnout on my request list and think, oh, am I actually burning out on Doom? That's impossible. But I'm delighted to say that that's passed now, and I was very eager to jump back into this map in particular again, after taking a break from it. Oh. So that's great news for the continued playlist, but bad news for all my other projects. Oh, where'd you come from? That's a touch plate. No, it isn't. Okay. You can definitely recognise a slight change from the starting rooms here. The choice of textures is still much the same, or the choice of, maybe not textures, but aesthetic, definitely, you can see. But it still looks a bit different. I think that maybe as the map got bigger, the amount of detailing that went into rooms went a bit further down. But you'd only be really... You'd have to be looking for that to really notice it. Wow. That's an interesting massive pounder in the middle there. I wonder if I can take advantage of it to deal with any monsters. Come on! It's the slow season at work just now, which is why I've been able to make so many of these videos, that the big sale is coming up. So I'm just hoping everybody keeps their hands off the code, doesn't deploy anything, press nothing, and let's just batten down the hatches and get through tens of thousands of customers coming onto the site and getting stuck in the doors on their way in. Oh, okay. Slight timing puzzle. There we go. Well, I'm a bit nervous at your generosity. That should be enough. I thought you were going to give me that. Wow. This is a bit of a throwback here, where finally we can get up to this area. The layout of this map is really interesting to me because the individual areas are not what I would call distinctive. There's only so much you can do with the stock Doom 2 textures if you want to stay in one environment. But the areas still feel quite unique and recognizable. I've never felt like I didn't know where I was. And even playing it over the course of 3 days, I'm able to remember what's in each area. Whoop! Oh, Archvile. Where's he gone? Oh, he's over there. Accidentally shot a load of monsters over there. Never mind. You know what? You can just take one as well. Oh, I thought I'd got both of you. Oh. Alright, how far ago did I save? Okay. Alright. Not quite desperate enough to keep using the BFG on these imps. There's an achievement in Doom Eternal. I noticed I got this by accident because I misfingered a key, but for using a BFG blast to kill a single lowest tier zombie and hitting nothing else, and it's called That Was a Close One. I was so happy that Doom Eternal remembered about the BFG 10,000. And it wasn't just something they thought they invented for the game. They remembered it from Quake 2 and they brought it back. The way that it fires a bolt that fires additional lasers out. There he is. Well, it's looking pretty dire. And not just because I ate 8 jammy dodges before coming onto this video. They've just arrived in America, or I've just become aware of them, so I will never be under £200 again. Hello there, okay. Yeah. You're such a rubbish boss! Someday I really want to commission some, you know, graphics artists in the community to make a couple of new bosses. They're just that anyone can use, not to be tied to any particular WOD. Because we've got the big Duke Nukem ones, we've got the Doom ones. There are a couple of others, but I feel we could do with some more really big enemies, so that people don't have to keep slapping cyber demons into the end of their maps. And the Spider Mastermind is basically a write-off, because you can't use her anywhere without it being a massive area, and she'll always die to one BFG shot. There's the cyber demon I just mentioned. Oh. I was going to say it starting to feel climactic, but we still have 244 enemies, which is quite a distance to go. Oh, that did nothing, did it? There. Couple of good hits, a couple of bad ones. And that's me all over. That reminds me, I should take 5 minutes and record my Survivor DM Iron Man video for this month. Ah. Oh, that was spectacularly bad maneuvering. Straight into a barrel that subsequently exploded in front of my face. There we go, alright. Another one? Where are you? I think he's beyond that wall. Definitely no problems here with the ammunition. No problems here with the lost souls! Oh, yes. Yes, please. Get lost. Whoop. Whoop. All right. Dipped in there and forgot that I wasn't wearing any protection. Please don't take that sentence out of context and spread it everywhere. Alright. Oh no. Well, it would have been nice to reach that biosuit. There we go. Alright, yeah, and you saw that it leaked just a moment after I put it on. There's another one. Let's reload this. Just so I have future knowledge of that obstacle, please. Alright, let's probably get out of here as soon as possible. Now this is looking somewhat climactic at this point. Oh, plenty of cyber demons around, pain elementals, some lost souls being spewed. We've got the whole gang here. Which makes things difficult, but also is a mercy because it's infighting central. Oh, get lost, will you? How badly did I get him with the BFG? 40 cells, there we go. 40 cells doesn't sound like a lot here or there, but when you start firing it repeatedly, you're going to quickly run out. 132 enemies to go. Not you. That was good. I don't know who's firing at the Revenants, but thank you. I think I saw 700 and something figure coming out of the Baron. All right. Very nice. It's better for plasma at this distance? Not really sure. Might be if I could stop missing. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, how long ago was it ago that I saved? Or is this... Oh, okay. Right, just exactly just now, because that was a bad reload. There we go. Oh! Not that one! My hands are chipping over my keys now. Definitely plenty to keep track of in this room as you whittle them down. Oh. Oh no, that's just back to... Okay, look behind you. Yeah, that's just back to the lava. I don't particularly want to visit there again. Ah, okay, so I get up here. Loads of shells. Some cells with a bit of a squashing flat. Why do I not learn? Just get off here. I'm not seeing a whole lot of damage coming out of him. Yeah, he's at a disadvantage at this distance. Probably cheating just a little to use Free Luke quite so freely. Oh, but I've been punished for it anyway. Let's get him first then. Backpack, teleporter. Rocket, 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 rocket. Megasphere. Again, I saw that from quite a distance away. I'm not sure if it should count as a secret. But it's possible that I opened it up and didn't realise it earlier. Whoa! Oh, that's wrong. No, 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 no. I don't want that. So... Oh, I might have messed this up. No, I didn't. Okay, good. Aha! That's a nice little cache. Whoop! That turned into a crusher. Just if you weren't paying attention. Alright. He'll have a bit more difficulty shooting me now, but it will also be very difficult to dodge his rockets because I won't be able to tell whether he's going to aim left or right. Right, okay, we are down below 100 monsters. Which is really the starting point for a map of the size I'm usually, is usually my preference. Oh, okay, this went a different direction from what I was expecting. Hello! Right. That sorted him out. Can I get up? Yes, I love that progression. Oh, another one, okay. Quickly hacking our way through these last century of monsters. What just disconnected? That'll be a mystery for another time. I left behind an invulnerability very near the start, now that I feel like I could have used at some point. Perhaps there will yet come an opportunity. One of the other things I really like about Dead Marine is that it adds a noise to the Revenant missiles as they're flying, so I can tell if one's right behind me. Alright, I think I've cleared out this room of loot and monsters. Okay, alright, so that presumably lets me go up to there. Oh, I see, so that's a platform type. Interesting. Yeah, that makes the touch plate come back up again so that you can use it again. It says exit, but I don't believe you. We'll see. Alright, so this leads me back to the arena. There's that big crusher. Oh, wow, okay, so that was around... That was here all along. what an incredible map of interconnected rooms. There's still 55 monsters to go. I'm not sure where they might be or what I've missed, because it looks like I've just about covered everything. There are a couple of monster closet looking places in this area down here that I didn't get to. But wow, what an extraordinary journey that's been. Alright, let's go back to that exit door. And I was expecting one last ambush, but it looks like we are out of Marax Dungeon and on our way to the perpetually underwhelming underhalls. So, that was an incredible adventure. Thank you very much for putting that epic journey together. This is, I believe, the 199th video that I've done for David Does Doom. So I'm going to have to think of something pretty spectacular for the next one. I'll solicit some comments. And in the meantime, everyone keep making WODs. Your creations are absolutely amazing to play through. And I'll see you when I've done another 200.